Welcome again in this lecture of the partial derivatives. In my previous lecture I was solving the question related to the Euler's theorem. In today's lecture I will discuss the total differentiation of a function and then we will discuss the implicit differentiation of implicit function. So let us discuss the total differentiation. So let's assume that u is a function of the variables, the independent variables x and y, and let your x is some another function of t and y is another function of t. Now we have two choices. Either we can put the value of x and y here, then we will have just one independent variable, that will be your t, and you can directly find out its differentiation. So that means we can have the value of du upon dt. And another way is to get the total differentiation of u with the help of this partial differentiation. So total differentiation of u with respect to t is du upon dt is equal to del u upon del x into dx upon dt. Then we have del u upon del y and then dy upon dt. So this is the total derivative of, we can directly evaluate the value of du upon dt, and with the help of the partial differentiation the total derivative of a function u with respect to t, a variable t, is equal to del u upon del x into dx upon dt. Please note that here x is a function of t only, so we are writing here dx by dt. We can also write it as del x upon del t, because in this case our del x upon del t and dx upon dt will be same, and then plus del u upon del y into dy by dt. So let us put this definition. So proof: let your u equal to function of x plus x comma y, then the increment in u will be x plus delta x and y plus delta y. So this will be your u plus delta u. Now if you subtract delta from this equation to this equation, then we will have x plus delta x and y plus delta y minus f of xy. We can also write this equation as delta u equal to f x plus delta x comma y plus delta y minus f of x comma y plus delta y plus f of x comma y plus delta y minus f of xy. Now let us divide this whole equation by delta t. So your delta t will be, your del u upon del t will be f x plus delta x y plus delta y minus f of x comma y plus delta y divided by delta t. Then we will have x comma y plus delta y minus f of xy divided by delta t. So we can also write this right hand side as f into x plus delta x comma y plus delta y minus f of x comma y plus delta y divided by delta x into delta x from delta t. And then the second equation is f of x comma y plus delta y minus f of xy upon delta t into, this can be written as delta y into delta y upon delta t. Now let us suppose that your delta t tends to 0. Now if delta t is 0, then we can see that delta x and delta y will be equal to 0. So if delta t tends to 0, then delta x tends to 0 and delta y tends to 0, and we have, now if you take this limit delta t tends to 0, then this will be your du upon dt. So we have du upon dt equal to, now if delta x tends to 0 here, then you can see that this is the definition of the partial derivative of f with respect to x. So this is your partial differentiation of f with respect to x, because you can see that here we have a change in x. and our y plus delta y is fixed. So we can say that this is your basically del f upon del x, because we are getting change in x. That means this is your limit delta x tends to 0. That means into f of x plus delta x comma y plus delta y minus f of x comma y plus delta y divided by delta x. So this will be your partial differentiation of f with respect to x. Now this is your dx quantity. This will be your, here you can say that we have a change in y, our x is fixed, so this will be your partial differentiation with respect to y, and this is your dy upon dt. So in the right hand side we will get del f upon del x, the first term, and into, because our delta x tends to delta y and delta x tends to 0, so this will be basically fx plus delta x comma y minus f of xy, and then we will have dx upon dt. Then we have del f upon del y into dy upon dt. Now because our f is a function of xy, our u is a function of xy, so del f upon del x is same as del u upon del x. So we can write del u upon del x in place of del f upon del x. So this is your del u upon del x into dx upon dt plus del u upon del y into your dy upon dt. So this is your total differentiation of a function u with respect to t. Okay. Now let us discuss the chain rule of partial differentiation. Here our x was a function of t alone. Now if x is a function of another two variable and y is a function of another two variable, then using the same technique we have chain rule of partial differentiation. Now suppose that you have used a function of x, y, and say x is another function of say r into s, r and s, and y is another function of r and s. Then using this definition of the total differentiation, then if you use this definition, then we have del u upon say del r equal to del u upon del x into del x upon del r, then del u upon del y. No, that is not correct. This will be your del u upon del x into del x upon del r. Then we will have del u upon del y into del y upon del r, and similarly your del u upon del s will be del u upon del x into del x upon del s plus del u upon del y into del y upon del s. So this is your chain rule of the partial differentiation. Here you can see that our u is a function of x, y, and we have to find out the differentiation of u with respect to r. So again we have two choices: either put the values of x and y here, then we will have just two variables, one will be your r and another will be s, or then you can directly differentiate u with respect to r or s, or you can use this chain rule of differentiation. Here we have to differentiate with respect to r, so we are not differentiating directly with respect to r because our u is a function of x and y. So first we will differentiate with respect to x, then the differentiation of x with respect to r, then we will differentiate with respect to y, and then the differentiation of y with respect to r. So del u upon del r will be del f upon del x into del x upon del r, del u upon del y into del y upon del r. Then similarly your del u upon del s will be, again first we will differentiate with respect to x, so we will have del u upon del x into the partial differentiation of x with respect to s, then we will write del u upon del y and then partial differentiation of y with respect to s. So this is our chain rule of the partial differentiation, and we can extend this one very easily. If our u is a function of x, y and z, and where suppose that x is a function of rs, y is another function of rs, and z is another function of rs, then in that case we will have three terms here: one differentiation with respect to x, then differentiation with respect to y, and then finally differentiation with respect to z. Now differentiation of implicit function. So differentiation of implicit function. For that, let fxy equal to c. Now, if you differentiate this equation with respect to x, now using the definition of the total derivative, so we can say that df upon dx is equal to your del f upon del x, then dx upon dx, then we will have del f upon del y, and then dy upon dx. Now using the definition of the total derivative, we have this equation. Now because f is constant, so its differentiation with respect to x will be 0. So in the left hand side we have 0 equal to del f upon del x can be written as your fx, then this is your 1, and this is your y, and dy by dx. So from here you can say that your dy by dx is equal to minus fx upon fy. We will use this one as formula. So you can say that if your fxy equal to c, then the total derivative, then the differentiation of y with respect to x will be minus f of x. That means first we will differentiate the function f partially with respect to x, then divided by partial differentiation of f with respect to y, and we will have the negative side. So this is the differentiation of implicit function. Now let us solve the questions. The first question is, if your question, if f of xy equal to 0 and phi of yz equal to 0, then show that your del f upon del y into del phi upon del z into dz upon dx equal to del f upon del x into del phi upon del y. So solution. So if fxy equal to 0 and phi yz equal to 0, then we have to prove that this is equal to this value. Here you can see that we have a total derivative dz upon dx. So let us find out. We can write dz upon dx as dz upon dy into dy upon dx. Now because your f of xy equal to 0, so from here we have the value of dy upon dx, and this is equal to minus fx upon fy, and similarly we have phi of yz equal to 0, so from here our dz upon dy will be minus phi y upon phi z. Let us put these two values here. So by 1, our dz upon dx is equal to dz upon dy, which is your minus phi y upon phi z into minus fx upon fy. So on cross multiplication we will get the required result. So if you multiply the left hand side by these two terms, then we will get fy into phi z into dz by dx equal to fy phi y into f of x. So we can write it as del f upon del y into del phi upon del z into dz upon dx equal to del phi upon del y into del f upon del x. So this was our right hand side. Then next question, if f of xy equal to 0 and phi of say xy equal to 0 touch each other, then at the point of contact show that if these two curves touch each other, then show that at the point of contact we have fx into phi y equal to phi x into fy. So prove this condition. So solution, because fxy equal to 0 and phi x y equal to 0 touch each other, because these two curves touch each other, so at the point of contact their slope will be equal to each other. So hence at point of contact their slope must be equal. Now if their slope is equal, then we have, now for the first curve, now because fxy equal to 0, so from here our dy by dx is equal to minus fx1 fy, and your phi xy equal to 0, so from here we will have dy by dx equal to minus phi x upon phi y. As these two curves touch each other, so at the point of contact, say at x comma y comma z, these two slope will be equal to each other. So therefore at point of contact this is equal to this one, so we have minus fx upon fy equal to minus phi x upon phi y. So on cross multiplication our fx into phi y is equal to phi x into fy. So this is what we have to prove. So we have to prove that fx into phi y equal to phi x into fy. So this is our solution. Now let us solve few more questions related to the chain rule. So the first question is, if u equal to some function of e power y minus z, then e power y minus z, z minus x, and then e power x minus z, show that the partial differentiation of u with respect to x, then with respect to y, then with respect to z, the sum of these three is 0. Then we have the next question that if u is equal to a function of 2x plus 3y, 3y minus 4z, and 4z minus 2x, then show that half ux plus 1 by 3 uy plus 1 by 4 uz equal to 0. Then the next question is, solve if u is function of y minus x upon xy, then z minus x upon zx, so that x square ux plus y square uy plus z square uz equal to 0. So let us solve these three questions. Solution of the first part. Here our u is a function of e for y minus z, e for z minus x, and then e for x minus z. Let us write the first term as r, the second term as s, and the third term as t. Then your r will be e for y minus z, your s will be e for z minus x, and your t will be e for x minus z. Here in place of e for y minus z, we can simply have y minus z, z minus x, and x minus y minus z, z minus x, and x minus y. Again, our u can be a function of simply y minus z, z minus x, and x minus y. Here our u is a function of e power y minus z, z minus x, and e power x minus y. Now ux, just use the chain rule of the partial differentiation. Now ux will be, we cannot directly differentiate u with respect to x. Before that we will have to differentiate u with respect to r, then with respect to s, and then finally with respect to t. So our ux will be del u upon del x into del x upon del r. Now our, this will be our del u upon del r, and then del r upon del x. Then we will have del u upon del s, then del s upon del x. Then we will differentiate with respect to t, and then the differentiation of t with respect to x. So this is equal to, now your del u upon del r, the into del r upon del x, the partial differentiation of r with respect to x is 0 because your r is not a function of x. So this is your 0. So the first term is 0. Now your del s upon del x will be, now this is equal to del u upon del s. Now del s upon del x, the partial differentiation of x with this partial differentiation of s with respect to x will be e to power z minus x, and then the differentiation of this power will be minus 1. Then we have del u upon del t and del t upon del x. Again this will be e to power x minus y. So this is our ux. Similarly our uy will be, so this is your del u upon del r, and your del r upon del y will be this one. Then we will have the second term as del u upon del s into del s upon del y, that will be 0. And then del u upon del t into del t upon del y is minus 1. Your del u upon del z will be del u upon del r into del r upon del z. So this is again your del u upon del r into del r upon del z. So you can see that again this term is cancelled with this term. So the sum of these three terms is 0. All the terms on the right hand side are cancelled with each other. So our summation of ux plus uy plus uz equal to 0. So this is our proof of the first part. Then second part is similar to the first part, so I am not going in the second part. So let us solve the third part. In the third part we have u equal to function of x minus y upon xy, then z minus x upon xz. Again let us write this one as your r and the second one is s. So your r will be 1 upon y minus 1 upon x, and your s will be 1 upon x minus 1 upon z. So your r is a function of x, y, z, and again s is a function of x, y, z. So let us compute ux plus let us compute ux, uy and uz. So our ux will be del u upon del r, and then del r upon del x, then we will have del u upon del s into del s upon del y, del x, then the third term will be del u upon del s, del t, then the third term is, okay, we have just two terms r and s, so we have these two terms. Your ux is del u upon del r, then del r upon del x, then del u upon del s into del s upon del x. Now your del u upon del r into del r upon del x, the partial differentiation of r with respect to x will be minus 1 upon x square. So we have 1 upon x square into del u upon del r. Now the second term, your del s upon del x, your del s upon del x will be minus 1 upon x square. So we have minus 1 upon x square del u upon del s. Then uy, your uy will be del u upon del r, then del r upon del y, then del u upon del s and del s upon del y. Now del r upon del y, this will be a minus 1 upon y square, and then del s upon del y. As our s is not a function of y, so the second term will be 0. So this second term is 0. Now let us compute del u upon del z. Your del u upon del z will be del u upon del z will be del u upon del s into del s upon del z, then del u upon del r and del r upon del z. Now del s upon del z, again s is not of, the first one is del u upon del r, write it as r, and this one is s. Now your del r upon del z, again r is not a function of z, so the first term will be 0. Then we have del u upon del s and del s upon del z. The partial differentiation of s with respect to z will be minus 1 upon z square. So we have 1 upon z square. So thus your x square ux plus y square uy plus z square uz equal to, now from the first equation, if you cross multiply this x square on the left hand side, then x square ux will be ui minus us. If you multiply this y square on the left hand side, then this will be minus ur. So this will get cancelled with this one, and your us will be cancelled with this one. So our right hand side is 0. So this is the solution of the third part. Now, the next question is solve so question is if u equal to x log xy and your x cube plus y cube plus 3xy is equal to 1, find du upon dx. Then you have to find out the value of du upon dx. So solution. Now here you can see that you use a function of xy. So because u is a function of xy, so our du upon dx will be del u upon del x into del x dx upon dx, that will be over. Then del u upon del y, then we have dy upon dx. So that means we have to find out dy by dx with the help of this equation. Now we have two choices: either you can directly differentiate this equation with respect to x, or let us assume this equation as f. So your f will be this one. Now using the definition of implicit function, our dy by dx will be minus fx upon fy, and this is equal to the partial differentiation of f with respect to x will be 3x square. Then here we will have 3y divided by partial differentiation with respect to y will be 3y square plus 3x. So we have the value of dy by dx. Now from here we can get the value of del u upon del x and del u upon del y. So this is equal to, this implies u equal to du upon dx equal to, the first term is del u upon del x. So the differentiation of this one with respect to x will be 1. Then we will have log xy plus x into the differentiation of this log with respect to x. So this will be your y upon xy. So we have this value of del u upon del x. This is your simply log xy, and then x. The differentiation of log x will be 1 upon x, and then the differentiation of x will be 1, and we have y as a constant. Then del u upon del y. Now del u upon del y will be, for del u upon del y your x will be constant, so we will have x into x upon xy, because the differentiation of log x will be 1 upon xy, and the differentiation of this bracket xy with respect to y will be x. Then multiplied by this term minus 3x square plus 3y divided by 3y square plus 3x. Now you can easily simplify this one. This is equal to log xy. Now this x will get cancelled and this y is again cancelled. So we have f1. Here we have x square divided by x. So this will be your x upon y multiplied by this 3x square plus 3y upon 3y square plus 3x. Then the next question. Now if the next question is, if u of fx, if f of xy equal to 0, then show that d2y upon dx2 is equal to minus q square r plus 2pqs plus minus p square t divided by qq, where our t, q, r, s, t are standard notations, and that means your r will be the double derivative with respect to x, your s will be 2 times differentiation, first with respect to x, then with respect to y, or with respect to x, then with respect to partial differentiation of f with respect to y, then with respect to x, or vice versa. Then your t is del 2f upon del y2, your p is del f upon del x, your q is del f upon del y. These are the standard notations for p, q, r, s and t. So proof. Because your f of xy equal to 0, so from here we can get the value of dy by dx, which was your minus fx upon fy, and this is equal to your fx means minus your fx is p and your fy is q. So this is our minus p upon q. Let us differentiate this equation one more time with respect to x. Again differentiating, we get d2y by dx2 now will be equal to d by dx of minus p upon q. So this is equal to minus p minus dp upon dx into q. Then we will have plus sign because of this minus, p into dq upon dx upon whole q square. Now let us compute dp upon dx. Now please note that your p is function of x. Now your p is a partial differentiation with respect to x. It can have terms of y as well, because suppose that your f is x square y square, then your del f upon del x will contain the terms of x and y both. So that means your p is a function of xy. So your total differentiation of p with respect to x will be del p upon del x, then your dx upon dx, then del p upon del y, then we will have dy upon dx. Now del p upon del x, p is del f upon del x. If we differentiate one more time with respect to x, then this will be del 2f upon del x2, then this will be your del 2f upon del y del x or del x del y, and dy by dx, the value of dy by dx is minus p upon q, because our p is del f upon del x. So putting the value of p, we will get this term. Similarly, your dq upon dx will be del q upon del x, then dx upon dx, then del q upon del y, dy by dx. Now this will be your q is function of partial differentiation of f with respect to y, so we can write it as del x del y, and this is your t, this is your del 2 f upon del x del y, so del 2 f upon del y, and dy by dx is minus p upon q. This del 2 f upon del x del y is your s, and again this is your t, this is your s, so we can write it as s into t into minus p upon q. So let us put these values in equation number, say this one 2. So let us put these values in equation number 2. So by 2, hence by 2 we have d2 by dx2 equal to minus dp by dx, this is your this one, into q. So minus q into dp by dx is this term, which will be your, this is your r, so this will be your qr, this is your s minus ps divided by q. Then the next term is p into del q upon del x. Your del q upon del x will be qs minus tp divided by q square. Now if we take LCM, then we will have q cube here, this q is cancelled. Now if you multiply by this q, then we will get minus q square r, minus plus pqs, then this term is plus pqs, then we will have minus tp square. So your answer is minus q square r plus 2 times pqs minus tp square divided by qq. So this is what we have to prove, minus q square r plus 2 pqs plus minus p square t divided by qq. The next question is based on change of variable. So the question is, if x plus y equal to 2 times e power u cos b, x minus y equal to 2 times I into e power u sin b, then show that your zxx plus zyy equal to 4xy into zxy. That means your z is a function of x and y. So if your z is a function of xy, then prove that this is equal to this one. So solution, let z is a function of xy and your x will be, let us add these two equations. Then your x will be, this will be your 2x equal to 2. So your 2 will get cancelled. So if you take each value common, then you will have cos b plus I sin b. Now because of the Euler formula, this will be your e to power I. So we have cos theta plus I sin theta is e to power I theta. And your y will be, now this minus this will be e to power u into cos b minus I sin b. So this is equal to e to power u. Cos theta minus I sin theta is e to power minus I theta. Now we have the values of x and y, so we can easily compute z double x and z double y. So zx, now zx will be, now because our z is not a function of x right now, our z is function of xy, where our x is a function of ub. So we can say that it is a function of ub, it is from another function of ub. So let's use the chain rule. So this is equal to del z upon del x. Then this will be del z upon del u into del u upon del x. Then we will have del z upon del y, del z upon del v into del v upon del x. This is wrong. We have to find out the values of zw, zw equal to, we have to prove that this is equal to 4xy, then z to z upon del x del y. So in the left hand side, this will be your z partial differentiation, 2 times partial differentiation of z with respect to u plus 2 times partial differentiation of z with respect to v, then equal to 4xy partial differentiation of z with respect to x and y. So this is your basically del z upon del u. So this is equal to del z upon del x and then del x upon del u, then we will have del z upon del y and then del y upon del u. So this is equal to del z upon del x. Then the partial differentiation of x with respect to u, this will be your e to power u plus iv. Then del z upon del y into del y upon del u. So this will be your del z upon del y, and del y upon del u will be again e to power u minus iv. So we can write it as your u plus iv is x. So this is your x into del z upon del x. Your e to power u minus iv is y. So this is your y del z upon del y. Let us compute zv. Now zv is del z upon del x, then del x upon del v, del z upon del y into del y upon del v. So this is your zx, or we can write it as del z upon del x. Now del x upon del v will be, the partial differentiation of this x with respect to v will be I times e to power u plus iv. Then we have del z upon del y into del y upon del v. The partial differentiation of this y with respect to v is equal to minus I into e to power minus e to power u minus iv. So our I will be common, and then we have this term as, now this is your x, so we have x del z upon del x, then again this is your y del z upon del y. Now let us compute the double derivative. Now zw will be del by del u of del z by del u. Now del by del u, if you remove, this is your del z by del u. Now if you remove z from both sides, then your operator del by del u will be x del by del x plus y del by del y, and then the del z upon del u is x del z by del x plus y del z upon del y. Now let us solve this one. So we can write it as x del by del x of x del z by del x. Then we have x del by del x of y del z by del y. Then the y del by del y of x del z by del x. Then the next one will be y del by del y of y del by del y. So this is our second time differentiation of z with respect to u. Now we can use the product rule here. So we have x, the differentiation of x will be 1. So we have x del z from del x here. Then your second term will be x square del to z from del x 2. Then this is your, here your y is constant, so we will get xy into del to z from del x del y. Then here your x is constant, so we will get xy into del to z from del x del y. Then the last term will be, here your y is constant, so we will get y square del to z from del y 2. So your y is constant here, so we will get del to z from del x del y. Then your again y is, x is constant, so we will get xy to del to z from del x del y. Now the last term is your y square. Then if you differentiate y, then we will get 1. So we will have y into del z from del y. We will use the product rule here. If you differentiate with respect to y, then we will get 1. So we will have y into del z by del y. Then if you differentiate the second term, then we will get y square into del to z from del y 2. So this is your del to z upon del u2. Similarly, your del to z from del v2 will be del by del v of del z by del v. So this is equal to del by del v is your I times x del by del x minus y del by del y. Then the second term will be I times x del z by del x minus y times del z by del y. Now again your I into I will be I square is minus 1. So in the bracket we will get x into del z by del x, then we will get x square del to z from del x 2, then we will get minus xy del to z from del x del y. You can simplify this one. Then again we will have minus xy del to z from del x del y, then we will get plus y square del to z from del y 2, then we will have minus y del z from del y. You can cross check it very easily. Suppose that the first term will be x into this one. This is same as this one. Now we have just minus sign here and here. So if you put minus sign here, then you can simplify very easily. So we will have this term. Now if your minus sign is here, then this will be your negative. And again, if it is minus sign, then you can see that this term and this term will be negative. So we have only two term negative and rest term will be positive. Now if we add these two terms, therefore your del to z upon del u2 plus del to z upon del v2 is equal to, now if you add these two terms, then you can see that all the terms are cancelled except del to z upon del x del y. So here we have two times, and again this is your minus xy, that means minus 2xy. So this minus is plus, so we have 4xy del to z upon del x del y. This is your solution.